There is a quiet moment that visits many people as they grow older. It often arrives without warning. You might be washing a cup, sitting near a window, or lying awake long after the house has gone silent. In that moment, a simple thought appears. How did time move so quickly? It does not feel dramatic. It feels calm, almost heavy. You realize that years you once imagined in detail have already passed, and you are standing much further along the road than you expected. You may notice that days still pass at the same pace, yet years seem to disappear. Childhood felt endless, summers felt long, waiting felt slow, but now seasons seem to blur together. Birthdays arrive faster, faces change more quickly. Time feels as though it has learned to slip through your hands. This video is not here to frighten you or rush you. It is here to sit beside you and reflect, to explore why time feels different as you age, and what this sensation reveals about memory, regret, attention, and the quiet psychology of living a long life. If this kind of reflection speaks to you, consider liking the video. It helps the channel reach others who may be sitting with similar thoughts. You can also subscribe if you wish to continue these conversations, and share your own experiences in the comments. Many people find comfort in realizing they are not alone in these feelings. As we move forward, we begin with the first regret many people discover too late: the realization that they kept waiting, believing time would always be generous. There is a particular regret that does not announce itself loudly. It does not arrive as panic or collapse. Instead, it comes quietly, often disguised as reflection. It is the realization that much of life was spent waiting for the right moment, waiting for things to settle, waiting for confidence, security, permission, or certainty that never fully arrived. For many people, younger years are lived with an unspoken assumption that time is abundant. Days may feel long, but life itself feels distant, stretched far into the future. Because of this, happiness is often postponed. You tell yourself you will enjoy life later, once things are in order, once work becomes stable, once responsibilities ease, once you feel ready. Careers become one of the first places this delay settles in. You may choose safety over interest, telling yourself it is temporary. You plan to return to what matters once you are established. Years pass, the job becomes routine, the temporary becomes permanent. The energy you once had for risk slowly changes into caution. Eventually, the question is no longer, "What if I try?" but "What would it cost to change now?" Relationships often follow the same pattern. Words are held back for a more suitable time. Conversations are postponed until emotions are calmer or circumstances improve. You assume the people you love will always be there, always accessible, always part of your future. So you delay honesty, you delay vulnerability, you delay appreciation, and then, one day, the opportunity is gone. Not through conflict, but through time. Dreams, too, are patient until they are not. Many people carry quiet dreams they rarely speak aloud. Creative ambitions, travel plans, the desire to live differently, more truthfully. These dreams are often treated gently, placed on a shelf with the promise of future attention. But dreams require energy, and energy changes. What once felt possible begins to feel impractical, then unrealistic, then unnecessary. Eventually, the dream remains only as a memory of who you once thought you might be. The psychology behind this regret is simple and deeply human. When you are young, your mind focuses on the present and near future. You measure life in days and weeks. As you age, your perspective widens. You begin to see life in decades. Patterns become visible. Repetition becomes clear. You notice how often you chose comfort over meaning, familiarity over curiosity. This realization does not mean your life was wasted. It means you now understand time differently. You see that waiting was not neutral. It shaped your life quietly, decision by decision. You recognize that many of the most meaningful experiences were not postponed because you did not care, but because you believed there would always be another chance. This understanding often opens the door to a deeper emotion, loneliness. Not the absence of people, but the awareness of distance created over time. And it is here that the second layer of regret begins to unfold.
Loneliness in later life is often misunderstood. It is rarely about being physically alone. Many people who feel lonely have families, neighbors, even full calendars, yet there is a quiet distance they feel from others, and sometimes from themselves. This loneliness is not dramatic, it is steady. It sits beneath daily routines, unnoticed by those around them. As people age, relationships naturally change. Children grow and build lives of their own. Friends become busy, move away, or slowly fade from regular contact. Conversations that were once spontaneous become scheduled. Depth is replaced by updates. What remains unsaid begins to outweigh what is shared. Psychologically, humans need to feel seen and understood, not just accompanied. In older age, this need often goes unmet, not because others do not care, but because life becomes quieter. There are fewer opportunities to reveal inner thoughts, fewer moments where someone asks how you truly feel and waits long enough for the answer. There are also losses that are never spoken aloud. The loss of being needed in the same way, the loss of shared memories that no longer have witnesses, the loss of a version of yourself that existed only in the presence of certain people. When those people disappear, through distance or death, parts of your identity fade with them.
This loneliness is often intensified by unspoken words, apologies that were never offered, gratitude that felt unnecessary at the time, conversations that felt uncomfortable and were postponed. These words do not vanish. They remain stored in memory, resurfacing during quiet moments. The mind replays interactions, filling in what might have been said, imagining different outcomes. Importantly, this loneliness is rarely accompanied by blame. Most people understand that life unfolds as it does. They recognize that everyone was doing their best with what they knew at the time. Yet understanding does not erase the feeling of absence. It simply makes it softer, more resigned. As external noise decreases, internal noise grows. Memories become more vivid. Faces, voices, and moments from the past return with surprising clarity. They arrive not as distractions, but as companions. And slowly, memories begin to speak louder than the present, leading into the complex relationship between nostalgia and regret.
Nostalgia is not merely remembering, it is remembering through emotion. It is the past filtered through feeling, softened by distance, sharpened by longing. As people age, nostalgia becomes more frequent, not because the past was perfect, but because it is complete. It cannot change, and in that stillness, it feels safe. Certain memories return again and again. The sound of footsteps in a childhood home, the way light fell through a familiar window, the laughter of friends whose voices you could recognize anywhere. These memories often arrive unexpectedly, triggered by small sensations, a smell, a song, a quiet afternoon. Psychologically, memories become stronger when the present feels uncertain or empty. The mind seeks continuity, evidence of a life lived. Nostalgia offers this. It reassures you that you were once connected, alive, part of something meaningful. But it also carries regret.
Regret within nostalgia is subtle. It is not about wishing life had been different entirely. It is about wishing you had been more present, more attentive, more aware of what was happening while it was happening. Many people do not regret their mistakes as much as they regret their distractions. Memories hurt more than failures because failures feel active. You tried and it did not work. Memories, however, reveal moments you did not recognize as important at the time. Ordinary days that later revealed themselves as precious. Conversations that felt routine but were, in fact, rare. As time passes, the mind becomes gentler with itself. Acceptance grows slowly. You begin to understand that regret does not mean you failed at life. It means you cared. It means something mattered enough to leave a mark. In this understanding, regret begins to change shape. It becomes less sharp, more reflective, guiding you quietly toward wisdom. Wisdom in later life rarely arrives as certainty. It arrives as softness, as a quieter way of seeing the world. After years of regret, memory, and reflection, many people reach a gentle understanding. Life was never meant to be fully grasped while it was happening. You begin to see that time felt faster, not because it moved differently, but because attention changed. Early in life, everything was new. Novelty slowed perception. As experiences repeated, time seemed to compress. Years passed quickly because they were filled with familiar patterns. This wisdom does not erase regret. Instead, it places it into context. Regret becomes evidence of engagement, proof that you were not detached from life. It shows that you loved, hoped, and cared deeply. Without regret, life would have been emotionally shallow. In this stage, priorities simplify. Presence becomes more valuable than achievement. Quiet moments hold more meaning than plans. Conversations are listened to more carefully, not because you are trying to improve yourself, but because you understand how fragile these moments are. There is also forgiveness, not dramatic forgiveness, but practical forgiveness. You forgive others to lighten your inner world. You forgive yourself because you finally see the limits you were working within. This forgiveness is not an event, it is a slow release. The final understanding is not that life should have been different, but that it was human, imperfect, distracted, meaningful in ways that only become visible later. Time feels faster because you now see the whole landscape, not just the path beneath your feet. And so you continue, carrying memories, regrets, and wisdom together, not with urgency, but with care, holding life more gently than before.